Hello and welcome back. I am your wonderful host, Bill of Carburetors and Coffee, and you probably already have guessed what we're working on today. But let's take a sneak peek. There she is. 2010 Subaru Outback with 250 odd thousand miles on it. Yep, that's right. And as you guessed, Mother Nature had some different plans for us, but we're gonna get through that, and we're not gonna be out there, we're gonna be in here, so that's at least good. But it is stifling cold, so we're gonna do our best to not crack our fingers apart, and we're gonna back this thing in. Normally I pull it in forward, but we have to work on the back end of the car, and the lighting down there at the end of the garage is just horrible for camera work. So we're gonna do our best to back this thing in, and hopefully, yeah, I don't have to get underneath it, so this part of the scissor lift won't be in the way. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna go ahead and back this thing in. Let's get to it. Well, this isn't gonna work. Look. Yeah, this is only about waist height. So it's gotta go back down, and it has to go in forward. Well, that's better. And I probably should have pulled it in this way, but how can you ever tell? This is the first time I actually had the Subi in here, so now it's time to go ahead and get the four-wheeler in here and close up the garage. Turn on the heat. Things are warming up here pretty good, and I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and for tonight I'm going to do my best to work on this side. This is the side that needs the wheel bearing. I'm just going to do the one side, at least get both wheels off, but I think I'm going to go ahead and at least pull the wheel bearing out, hopefully. I want to try and see how difficult it's going to be, because tomorrow, if I need any special tools, I want to be able to get up early and go ahead and get them if I need them. I don't think I will, but you never know. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do tonight. So let's go ahead and get started by pulling this wheel off. Okay, we got our wheel off. I've got my caliper off. And one thing you want to do is, before you go ahead and try and take your rotor off, a lot of the foreign cars, and a lot of the American cars are going toward it too now, is check and make sure you don't have a screw holding your rotor on. You can go ahead and start beating on this thing, and you can wonder why, gee, why the heck is this thing not coming off? And before you know it, you've spent an hour trying to get it off, and you realize that there's a screw actually holding on. So go ahead and check. This one doesn't have one, which is good. Looks like our parking brake might be holding this on, so we might have to back this off, but I might be able to get it off. Let's see. Oh, good. Came off. Our shoes look good. That's an awesome, wonderful thing. Yeah, and these rotors are pretty much shot and they're warped, so that's the problem we've been feeling. And, okay, this is, there we go. That's our problem. And, on the back here, we got bolts holding that in. Oh, that's interesting. If you look here, that is where this should have been torqued to. This is where they clocked it, and it should be mashed right there, but this actually looks like it may have loosened up, and that's why this failed. I could be wrong, but it looks like it untorqued itself. So this was probably never torqued correctly. I could be wrong, but I've never seen that before, where it's not indexed in the right spot. See that? That's where it should be indexed right there, and it's not. Who knows? Oh well, let's go ahead and start getting this thing out. Well, it was a little bit of a struggle, and this guy right here was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but nonetheless, they are out. And next is to go ahead and get this guy out. It's probably like, I don't know, let's see, 32 maybe? Was this 27? 32. Let's see. Here's a 32. Yep, 32. It's a little loose, but 32, I think we're gonna go ahead and give that a shot. Let's try it. Well, it took some doing. It took a lot of elbow grease and, well, more like hammers actually. But I finally got it out. I did use a puller on this part and it pulled the bearing apart, but the inner hub assembly part thingy, inner race, stayed here. But nothing, some chisels didn't solve, and some big hammers. and was able to get in between here and knock it out. So now I need to go ahead and clean this up inside here, clean this up in here with a wire brush, and let me show you the exploded pieces are actually in here. But yeah, here's what's left of it. And this is the piece that stayed behind. And you can see why I had such a hard time getting it out. But the marriage between here and the car, I need to clean that up. And this is the part that pulled out. So here is our new piece. And you can see how nice and clean this is. And the bolts will go ahead and draw it right in. And I shouldn't have to press it in. But once I go ahead and clean it up on the car side anyway, it should pull and draw in nicely, I hope. And that's where this sort of stuff comes in. Ooh, I gotta change that out. Hopefully I have another one. Yeah, that'll work. So this is the fun part, and this is where I shut down the camera because I'm literally on my third lens for this camera. Yeah, stuff flies at the lens, and it's just not worth it. And you've seen this many times on other channels, including this channel. You've seen sparks fly and shoot at the lens where it actually destroys it. Here's how you solve when you can't speak out in the cold. Coffee talk. Oh yeah, it's good. You know, I've been out here for about, I'd say 5 hours in the cold, and I'm pretty acclimated to it. You know, once you get out here, it sucks. I gotta tell you, it sucks. But once you're out in it and you know, you just kind of dive into the whole situation of the mind understanding that you got to be out here. I'm actually kind of hot. Took my coat off and yeah, I got my snowmobile pants on and snowmobile boots and all that stuff, my bibs. I'm doing pretty good. I'm in it to win it, you know? So the whole goal tonight, I think, is to go ahead and try to at least get the wheel bearing in. I know that I said I was gonna at least get it off. I think I'm gonna get it on. So then all I'll have to do tomorrow is brakes and be done. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, good stuff. All right, man, enough coffee talk. Hey, check this out. Before I actually turned the heat on, it was actually, you know, like one of those like real sort of Christmas sort of looking fake. It was like that, you know, it was really cool. All right, maybe it wasn't exactly like that, but it was way better before when I had the heat on it. You know, it was really sort of Christmassy looking, you know? Got out here, it was really pretty, you know, with the exception of this mess. Okay, next is getting the thing all cleaned up. My favorite. No, it's not. Well, it's a brand new night. Yeah, took a break, and well, I had a long night last night, and it's way dark over here, and I'm sorry about that. But guess what? The wheel bearing is in, everything is set. Let me show you. And here we are, and thanks to the live show last night, you know, I was using my phone, so I didn't have the torque spec on this. I asked the chat, and Pinky to the rescue. She found out we were at 162 foot-pounds of torque on this. And guess what? When I went ahead and torqued this, the index right here matched up right there to where this should have been. So my guess is this loosened up. It was never torqued really in maybe the right spot where it should have been, or this wasn't indexed far enough. So that's why the bearing probably failed. But like I said, this wasn't indexed in the correct spot, but it was at one time, so it loosened up. Nonetheless, we've got it installed, and pretty much the hard part is over. Now we have to go ahead, install all this stuff. Now, I forgot how it goes back together, but thankfully we have the other side to look at. Then we have rotors to put on. These should be the ones right here to Subaru. Those other ones are to the Jeep. So let's get these open. Okay, I'm impressed. They're actually a painted rotor. What brand is this? This is from Auto Shack, and they were like really pretty reasonable on eBay. with free shipping. Offhand, I don't know how much I don't remember how much they were because I bought these a couple months ago. But yeah, they're hard to find now online anyway, painted. So that is the one. I got a little nervous there for a second. You never can tell when you order stuff online. Just gonna give these a quick clean. That is why you want to clean these off before you put them on of any residue so your pads don't get contaminated. Okay? And because these are slotted, they are directional, and they were kind enough to put, it says right there, driver's side. So that's awesome. So I am going to put this on this side of the car. It even comes with these directions to tell you the directional vanes, which is pretty cool. And let's take a look. This should say passenger side right there. Wonderful. All right, so good. There was no screw-ups by them, and I definitely don't want to screw this up, so I'm going to go ahead, give this a quick clean again, get that residue off of there. Okay, this one is all ready. Okay, now it's time for the fun part. Putting springs and things together, this e-brake together. So, like I said, I got a reference over there, so that shouldn't be too bad. So, all right, let's get to it. Alright, believe it or not, this was a pain in the butt to do. And partly the reason why is because I have this stretcher pulley thing that hooks on, it's like a hook. And mine broke. They actually dub it as a trampoline spring puller, but really what it's for is pulling like exhaust springs on like snowmobiles and stuff. And mine broke, so to get these on without the proper tools is really hard. So using pliers and stuff is super tricky. Getting these on is tricky. And then this one under here. But nonetheless, it's done. So now we can move on to, rotors are over here. I gotta find the brake pads. I think it's either these or Auto Shack. It's these right here. Let's open these up. See what we got. And it says ceramic, so we'll find out what we got here. Oh, it came with the lube for it. That's awesome. I'm surprised. It's always awesome when you get the free stuff. And you know what? It does look pretty high quality, and they look like the right ones. Very impressed. Wonderful. All right, so it's always good when you run into a, why does one have a squealer on it? I guess all you need is one, really, because that would indicate the other side's not good too. So what you would want to do is put this on the driver's side so you can hear it. So that's going to go on the driver's side, okay? But it's good when you find a company that you actually are happy with. So when you find it, you can look for it on the website or the site you're on, like either, whether it be Amazon. For me, I like eBay. I've been using it for, I think since 2007. And I've only had about 5 problems in my lifetime ever dealing with eBay. And not a lot of money. And yeah, this is it. So cool, let's get these installed. It's got a nice vinyl sort of nylon backing plate too. So really, you probably can get away with putting nothing on the back, but I will anyway. Well, I'm done on the passenger side. I apologize for the lighting down there. It's the worst spot of the garage, and of course, you know, it gets dark about 2 p.m. here now, so it's all doom and gloom from here on out till about, you know, the 4th of July. So anyway, the driver's side is pretty much the same. So yeah, let's get to it. We're almost done, so I'm happy about that. The deer hit thing, I'm probably going to do this tomorrow and fix that. Maybe I'll do it tonight, who knows. Maybe I'll get to it. I just gotta fix some tabby doos, and I don't know what tabby doos are, but you know, it's a new word. I'm just trying to be more hip, you know, like the kids. As the kids say, you know, tabby doos. Tabby doos, stuff like that. Just trying to be more hip. Oh, I put that stuff on the pads on that side, and there was enough to go around, you know. Sometimes it feels like there's not enough in that little package, but you know, if you use it sparingly, yeah, here it is. So yeah, I was able to smush it around, and I got the little brake squealer thing for the driver's side, and yeah, you know what? Whoever did the brakes last did put it on the driver's side. The bracket that I did have was the driver's side. The passenger side one I had sitting here, and so it should be on the driver's side, and whoever did it last did have it on the driver's side. So I'll tell you what, it's been an absolute pleasure really working on this thing, because there's really been no rust issues I've been running into. That's the biggest thing I always run into when it comes to old New York State vehicles. And this being, what, 16 years old now, there's no rust. So it's been pretty fantastic. I just hope that we can figure out this check engine light thing. Who knows what converters are going to be, but I don't know if it's going to be worth putting converters on. We just got the car, so it might have to be worth it. Who knows? We'll have to figure this out. But for now, that's not our concern. Our concern is getting this side done.
for the part of the video that makes absolutely no sense. Do you remember this part where I said this?
The deer hit thing, I'm probably going to do this tomorrow and fix that.
Well, the left side of the car took a deer hit, cracked the bumper, and knocked this fog lamp out. In the process, it also knocked these tabs off. So here's what I'm gonna do. Gonna go ahead and clean it with some brake clean. Gonna go ahead and use some CA glue to glue the tabs back on, but also I'm gonna reinforce it with some epoxy. So let's get to it. This thing is all set up and ready to install. Let's get back outside.
Well, that's gonna do it, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around on this edition of Carburetors and Coffee. And you know what? We're getting a thaw here. Check it out. Look, the snow's melting. But we're supposed to get dumped on again. And I gotta finish plowing the driveway and all that good stuff. But we got the brakes done. We got the rear bearing done. Now we get to do the Jeep rear brakes. And we're gonna finish up the Dakota. And I need more coffee because I can't speak. Even though it is only like 30 degrees out here, can't speak. So we will see you on the next edition of Carburetors and Coffee. But until then, take care of yourself, stay safe, and you know what? I need coffee. You need coffee. We need coffee. So let's go get it, and I'll see you on the next one, all right? Thanks for stopping by. See ya.